What's up, bros and does? Before we get into the video, I'd like to thank all our supporters. We're at about 2,250 subscribers now, and it's been about a year and 4 months since we started the channel, so that's pretty awesome. Can't thank y'all enough. Let's get this channel to 3,000 subs. So get on it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate all the support. We got another giveaway coming up, but we're not sure what we're going to give away yet. So if you have any ideas, put it in the comments below, and it just might be the next giveaway. So in this video, it's just going to be antler stories. This is probably one of the best antler stories we have. So this buck right here, I shot with the old Winchester lever action 30-30 back in 2017. This was like November 19th, I believe, in 2017. It was an all-day sit. I was by myself. 16 years old at the time, and now I'm 21, so this is my 16-year-old buck right here. Pretty nice, got a lot of character. Here's a few pictures of the day when I got it. Probably the most unique buck that we've killed for sure. It's got this double main beam, and also got this little eye guard coming down that was almost growing into his head. It's a pretty wonky looking buck. It was a Saturday, I believe. I was hunting some private land, about 70-acre property, sitting in the old two-man stand by myself. Got there early in the morning. Actually didn't see anything all day, and then right at about dark, about 3 minutes of shooting line left, I look over to my left and just see this thing just walking straight towards me. Given that it was almost dark, I had no idea he had this much character. I just thought it was a nice wonky looking 8. He come limping in real slow, ears back, looked like he just got out of a fight, and I was shaking to death, man. This was like one of the biggest bucks I've seen. So I grabbed the old 30-30, and he's working his way up the hill, kind of going away from me at this point, and he wouldn't stop. It was almost like he was deaf. I remember I almost yelled at him to get him to stop, but he still didn't stop. So I shot him on the wall. This was the only chance I had, and what do you know? Perfect heart shot. He jumped up, mule kick. I see him take off running. Got just out of sight, and I heard a real loud crash, and I was like, oh, there, let's go. There he is. He's down. Let's go. Right? So I call my dad, call my buddy Wesley, call my brother, let him know, hey, Big Louie's down. He went down. I heard him go down. I'm gonna need some help dragging it out, because at the time I was 16 years old and probably could barely drag a deer 10 feet. Scrawny fella. Still am a little, but anyways. So I called my dad. My dad, he was the first one there. He met me back there at the tree stand. I didn't come out. And we go looking for this deer. So of course my dad's colorblind, so he doesn't see any blood. And at this point it's dark, because I shot him 3 minutes before dark pretty much. And yeah, it was a pretty easy track. Right when I got to where I shot him at, where he was standing, all I could see was trail of blood. And there was like this little like ditch kinda that you couldn't really see down, but it was about where he crashed at. So I walked up over there, and bam, there he was right in the bottom of the ditch. Didn't go, I don't know, 25 yards probably, but just out of sight. I would have seen him go down, just out of sight. We walk up to him. I see this point right here and freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh. It's a non-typical, because non-typicals aren't very typical, you know. So yeah, I was pretty shocked. I had no idea he had this point. So I was like, man, that is for sure a mounter. So my brother and his buddy Tyler showed up, and then my buddy Wesley showed up. And basically Tyler and Jason dragged the deer all the way out. Yeah, I didn't have to do any work. This was the only deer that I did not even drag a foot, which was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. It was almost like hunting on a guided ranch. Didn't have to do any work, just had to shoot him. Thanks to Tyler and my brother and Wesley and my dad for being there and helping me. Here's some pictures of all of us together once we got it back to the house. Here's where the story gets good. So basically, he was a non-typical, right? I was like, this is for sure a mounter because this is probably my biggest buck. He's not scored, but he's definitely one of the biggest. I'd say he's probably close second, maybe third now. Now that I cooked this puppy up here last year, but definitely the most unique one in the house. Not the biggest, but still a great buck. So I was like, I have to get this mounted, right? So I called a taxidermy that I always took my other mounts to, or we always took our other mounts to, and he's out of business this year. He decided he wanted to retire, so he couldn't mount it, but he gave me a couple places that I could take it to that he knew. So I think Timberwood Taxidermy was the name here in Indiana. So we take it to the taxidermist. I was super excited to get this buck mounted. And of course, as you can see, the buck is not mounted. And it's got this tag on here, right? So this tag, I dropped it off in November 21st, 2017, right? So fast forward about a year later, I call the taxidermist, see how my buck's coming along, see if it's done yet, right? She doesn't answer, right? So I'm like, uh-oh. Taxidermy's not answering. And yeah, it was a girl. And yeah, she was in her older years of age. So I was kind of worried at this point. She wasn't answering the phone. So me, my brother, and my dad was calling her. She wouldn't answer. We left a few voicemails. She wouldn't answer. Finally, about 2 years later, she answered. And we were hoping she was going to say, hey, it's done, right? It's been 2 years. That's about maximum you want to leave a deer at the taxidermy. 2 years. If it ain't done, then it's probably not going to be done, right? So she answered and she was like, sorry, I've had COVID. I can't get the forms in, the shipping or whatever, the delivery. It wouldn't deliver forms. Not enough workers because COVID, right? So I was like, all right, that's an excuse, right? So we give her a couple more months and see if she's got it started, because she was like, I'll have it done in a couple months. I'll give you a call. She acted like she was pretty much done with it, or she was about to start on it and be done with it. So we gave her a couple more months and gave her another ring. She wouldn't answer. Waited a little bit, gave her another ring. She answered, and once again she said she hasn't started on it. Basically just making excuses. Me and my brother and my friend were out hunting kind of close to where this taxidermy is at. And on our way home, we decided we were going to stop in and see if my buck's even been started on, right? Because I really wanted to get this deer mounted. I was like, man, just mount it. That's all I want. Just mount it. So we pulled up to the taxidermist. She's there and she's working on some taxidermy, right? But it's not any whitetail taxidermy. We walk in there and she's working on mule deer, right? And I'm talking like some like full velvet, freshly killed mule deer, right? We're like, what the heck? This is Indiana. There isn't even any mule deer here, right? You're working on mule deer right now, and you still haven't got my whitetail done yet? And lo and behold, I asked her, I was like, can I at least have my antlers back? Because this is crazy, right? We need the antlers back, because like this is a unique buck. So she goes back in her back room and she's looking around and she finds the box with the antlers in it and the hide. So she gives it to us. Here's a video of us picking it up at the taxidermy.
She said she'd have it ready by 1 o'clock. We're headed up there right now and go check it out.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's just gonna be antlers.
We'll show you a picture of the deer right now.
Yeah, right now. But we don't know if it's just gonna be antlers and a tanned hide, or full mount. Or it could be still in the box in the freezer that we gave it to her in. So,
she said she'd have it ready.
Oh yeah, we don't know what that means.
We don't.
She's had it since 2017. Today
she doesn't seem like she has it
October
done.
2nd, 2021. So.
And she said she's been working on elk and ram.
Yeah. So our buddy, he still doesn't have his. He killed his October 3rd of 2017. So we'll see. See what happens.
Easy in the back. Thank you. Hide still in the bag. Oh, we got the deer back.
Got it.
Not finished. I think the hide might be tan though, so maybe I might try to mine it myself.
Could try.
I could try it. Pretty dope big deer though.
There you go.
So we take the cape and the antlers home, and I'm like, all right, at least we still got the cape. Hopefully it's tanned and we can just take it to another taxidermist and get it done, right? And this cape was pretty cool. I mean, he had bites out of his ears. I mean, he was a mature stud, big old buck, great face, everything you could ever want, right? So I was happy that we had our cape, right? But we get home and I'm looking at it, get out the cape out of the trash bag, and it smells rotten. I mean, terrible. So I get to looking at it. The inside's not fleshed at all, not tanned at all. It's almost turning black, almost like it was like moldy kinda.
After 4 years, this is what we get. A frozen, solid, skinned deer that's not even tanned.
Skinned but not tanned for 4 years, so it's not usable. And that's when I was pretty upset because the hide was ruined, so we had to dispose of the hide. And yeah, this is why we just got the antlers. Pretty unfortunate we didn't get the hide, because that was also a really cool part about this buck. Very unfortunate. So that's the story of my 16-year-old buck, good and bad. One of my greatest harvests, one of my favorite harvests. Taxidermy got us on this one. So if you ever hear Timberwood Taxidermy in Indiana, forget about it. I think a lot of people have had bad experiences. I'm not the only one that didn't get their deer mounted. We actually had a buddy that brought his deer head there to the same spot before I did, right? And he still hasn't got his deer back, which is insane. It was actually his first deer too. Need to go up there and get that. I just now remembered that. And make sure you get a good taxidermist. especially when it's something special like this. It's worth the money. Save you all the stress, save you the time, save you the worrying. So that's what made me learn taxidermy, if you're wondering. That's why I started mounting a couple things. I've mounted a couple does, I've mounted a few ducks, and I'll plan on doing my own taxidermy from here on out. Because of the bad experience I've had, I like to have it in my own hands. Makes me feel better about it, you know, than dropping it off and hoping to see it again someday, you know. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Not much action, another Antler stories. Once again, if you have any ideas for the giveaway, drop it down below in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. Professional hunters, peace.
Bought up with stresses, notice they controlling me. Getting signs from time to time, but don't know what they mean. I wanna run, but no I can't, I ain't up on my feet. But I'm a son that knows a man that's watching over